All right, we have sound now. Everything should be good. I'll tell you what, technology makes you not happy because no matter what you do, I've been having some issues with sound this week. But I will be right after this. It's some great new tips and be right back. All right, that should be a lot better, and we should have sound. So I'm going to go right into it. Just a couple things that'll really give you something to think about over the weekend. And the first thing is I wanted to talk about is a new service. It's a fee-based system from Results. So what that means, if you're looking for forklift drivers, warehouse, anybody that's working in the logistics centers or, it's a $3 an hour fee-based per employee. So up to 250 hours. And that's $750 comes out to, and that gives you the candidate that you hired direct. So that's a great new opportunity, and it can work is because I ran a new ad this morning, and it looks like the sound here or the Wi-Fi is not working too well, but I ran a new ad, and I know it's hard to see this, but I ran it for warehouse associates. I was having some problems with my site and my page, and I didn't know what was going on. So I got a hold of Facebook. I put a couple tickets in, and we went over. So within the first 3 hours, I had two candidates. You can see the arrow as it starts to go up. Listen, it's running at a $3.25. Thanks, Catherine. Thank you. Appreciate it. I didn't know until you said that. But what I wanted to show you was, so these two candidates that I spent $6.50 on, right? Now, as this works the weekend, that cost is going to come down. It won't be a $3.25 click. I wouldn't want that. Every click, $3.25 for the whole weekend. But what I did is I put $100 down. All right. So by Monday, good Monday, I should be down in this 99 cent, even lower. And by Tuesday or so, it should be down to about, I'm hoping, like 30 cents. So with the fee base that we offer, we took one of these forklift drivers today, okay? And I sent him to 4 different companies. I'm not going to mention names, but they know who they are. I sent them an email saying, hey, can you help this gentleman? Boom. The company in Easton hired him. He starts on Monday, gets his paperwork Monday, starts on Tuesday. He has not heard of any of these jobs. But when you use Ads Manager and you know what you're doing, right there, boy, you get that screen, that arrow going up, it's gold. So think about it. If the client would have only paid now $750 once he's done working, and he's yours, okay? He's not mine. So when you hire him, that's what I'm talking about. So look, cost me $6.50 for 2 candidates. That's just now. Again, over that weekend, when you know what you're doing, because I had some issues and something wasn't right. It was not working. I wasn't getting hits for months and months. Now, I'll tell you what, it's like a relief off my back is back in the game again with the social media. And you learn, you got to just keep up on it because I'm telling you, I didn't know, and I'm going to give you one example here. So when you're making up your ad, remember I told you you're designing it, nobody else. You're making that ad look awesome behind the scenes on Ads Manager. So I put it in there, had it. Normally, I would put warehouse interest, job fairs, careers. I would put supply chain management, human resource management. I was wrong. I was doing that wrong. So I wanted to open up to just messengers, which would be warehouse, right? So it broadens my audience out because it was getting confused by putting, human resources. I thought maybe because I wanted them to see my ad, but when you think about it, why does a human resource person want to see a forklift driver's ad? But I always just try to diverse it out there, thinking that a human resources director would see my ad, but think about it, she's not applying for the job. So that was one lesson. And one more lesson was I learned there's a drop down. So when I put Pennsylvania, Lehigh Valley, so I put Easton, PA, I put it out 17 miles. I had to go 17 versus like 10 or 11 because it didn't break the tip on the map of Allentown. And I wanted to hit the tail end of that, just right there in the curve. I didn't want to go, and you start putting 5 miles out further, and it's pretty accurate. The candidates are just going to you're going to waste your time reaching out to them knowing that they're 30 miles away. All right, so this will save you. So I brought it down, put the interest in it, and then there's a drop down that says people who live in this area or people that prior lived. So I didn't click on anything. I didn't click on nothing. But when she showed me people living in area now, so if I would have left it the way it was, that would have went out to people, say it lived in Easton maybe 5 years ago, and they're not living there anymore. But by doing that drop down, I was like, wow, that just blows you away. And for someone as passionate as social media as I am to try to find workers, you can really just dial them in and really find those candidates, because this candidate has never heard of our company, didn't even hear of any kind of ads. He didn't know to go on those job boards that everybody's sharing 10,000 jobs. But for $3 and something a person for right now, I think the payoff there is pretty good. And as long as you reach out and talk to them like that, don't wait. Do not wait. If you have a candidate and you know you can place them, get them in the office. A couple more things here. Some new ideas that I saw over the last week, and I was really blown away on some of them. Hey, listen, it's an idea. Somebody was doing a chat hiring event. I don't know. I mean, they sign into a link. They're put into a place, and I guess they just type in some messages. Hey, you're having a job fair. What do you have? Listen, some people say it doesn't work. Some people say it does. I don't know. I guess I would try it to see if it works for your network, in your area. The next one, I was blown away. Get this. Food trucks. What a way to have a job fair. Bring in some local food trucks, boy. Bring them in there, 3 or 4 trucks, have a job fair. They're the ones making the money, the food truck people. So maybe you throw them extra $100, $200 just for them to come out and let the candidates show up. And I'll tell you what, you get some pretty fancy trucks out there and feed them, for an application. Why not? It might work. The one that I wasn't really happy about, get this. Now, this is going to blow you away. This one company, a staffing company in Allentown, I'm not going to mention her name. They needed people to work on the night shift, forklift drivers, right? They said, and I'm not joking you, are you waiting on stimulus? Why not start with us tomorrow night? We're going to pay you $300 each week for 4 weeks, just like you received your stimulus, plus your pay. Are you kidding me? $300 a week. Don't wait on your stimulus. Come on out. 4 weeks, $300 extra, plus your hourly rate. I'm like blown away. I'm like, when does it end? When does that end? Because they probably filled the orders. I'm not kidding you. They probably filled a couple of the orders, and why not? But what's going to happen there is once that $300 is out, those candidates are just going to go hop into another company that's offering something the same. So if you get them in there for that month for $300 for 4 weeks extra, I don't even know who can afford that. Say he needed 10 people. You can do the math. That is friggin' insane. So that's what I always say is when is the hourly rate going to stop? Is it going to continue 20, 21, 25? I don't know. I don't know how the companies are going to see the companies or the staffing agencies, because they're not paying the bonuses. They're not paying that $300. They're going to bill the client. And at the end of the day, the consumer and everybody else is really going to be hurting. So, you know, think about that, but $300 extra. I saw a lot of the vans, a lot of the staffing companies have vans and the drive ups. Hey, the only thing, and I'm going to end this very shortly here. The only thing I would recommend is what's nice is if you're up in front of the clients, if they allow you to do a job fair outside of their place, right? I'm going to get some feedback on this, but just hear it out. While you're having your job fair right there, talk to the company and say, can we do a tour? Set up a tour right there so they can go in, see the job that you're hiring for. If the company says, no, we can't do that, then they're not pivoting. They're the ones, if the companies of the corporate send an email, say, listen, we're having our staffing company come out, give us some free food and sign up, start Monday. But think about if you're the company in the Lehigh Valley, and this is really anywhere, they're only doing a tour. So as soon as you get 5 people, let the staffing company rep walk them in, make a yellow line, put a yellow line. You can do this. You can do it as a company, but some choose not to. Some choose to do, and you can succeed. You got nothing to lose, but you got to pivot. Pivot and try something different, because if you don't, you're going to lose. Because if you get these people on a Friday, the chances of them returning on Monday are probably slim, because they're going to find another job over the weekend. So get them in like on a Monday, do a tour, say, hey, do you like the job or not? No, it's not for me. Okay. So now you're able to be honest with the customer and say, listen, out of the 15 people that showed up, they toured the facility, 7 really liked the job. It's just an idea. That's it. But really, you got to work with the customer right now. If that customer is not willing to work with you, both of you, you're going to continue to struggle. I'm telling you, I'm just being honest. I got a lot of years experience in staffing, and I see it. It's way different than it was, we all know, than a year and a half ago. Pivot, pivot, pivot. Try something different, because if it doesn't work, you got to do something crazy. You got to just make some noise. And then the last thing, listen, is you got to set up your ads. Like Catherine, if you're listening, if you're in recruiting, it doesn't matter what level you are. And if your branch has, or your corporation, if you're the recruiter in charge of staffing, you need access as an admin, and your recruiters need access as an editor, period. Right now, you could be saying, wow, it's Friday. Thank God I'm out of here. It's Friday. We'll worry about it Monday. But can you imagine on Monday if you walked in and you had 10 people to reach out to? Schedule your social media posts. Like I have 2 to 3 scheduled already for Saturday and Sunday. Everybody says, what do you work 7 days a week? No. I still work 7 days a week, but it gets those candidates on the weekends or the passive job seekers. Because if you're a passive job seeker, listen, on the weekends is a great time to recruit. So the last suggestion here is you've posted all your jobs. Say you do 2 on Saturday, 1 at 9 a.m., 1 at 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. That gives them the time to read the messages, right? They'll apply. So if I was you, last winning successful story that you'll ever hear is if a recruiter needs to take 4 hours off during the week, let's be flexible, but have that recruiter on 4 hours or work 4 hours on a Sunday from home, just sitting there watching TV, sitting outside, answering those messages. Do you understand? I mean, answering those messages. So you're helping the employee during the week because they can leave. They need to leave 4 hours early or something. They need to do something. Give it to them. but have them answer those messages. And you will see, I'm telling you, if you want to win, if you want to just sit back and let everybody else get your candidates, listen, I do everything I can to get them. I don't care where they come from. Doesn't bother me. I'll take them from any company that I can, because that's where you want to go after. You want to go after those big, big companies. And they're all just for the plucking. Right out of those big companies have 500 to 800 people. A lot of them aren't happy. So on the weekends, you get your message out there and go after them. They're already working. You'll pull them right out of there, and I don't care. I'll let them feel the pain. It doesn't matter to me where you work. If you want to give a notice, I even think that's better. If you want to say, hey, Dave, I want to give the company notice, that's fine with me. Listen, if you give a notice, you're going to be coming to start. And if a staffing company tells you, no, you can't do that, right? Something's wrong. I would be like, oh, hell no, let the gentleman give notice. And I would tell the client the same thing. This gentleman is quitting a job, or, candidate is quitting a job, giving 2 weeks notice, and coming to work for you. If that company doesn't bend a little bit and say, wow, that's the way it used to work. You used to give a notice, but people are just, giving a week, or they're not giving notice at all. So on that note, have a great weekend, but schedule your ads, schedule. And one of the new services, again, is a fee-based $3 an hour markup for each candidate that you'll receive from us, right? Up to 250 hours billing. That's it. So it comes out to $750, and they're your candidates. They're not ours. We have them. We sent one today. He starts Monday, does the paperwork, and he starts Wednesday. It's a win-win, and it's thinking outside the box. So on that note, everybody, have a great weekend. I'll be doing a couple shows, and see you all soon.